Oh hey y'all, we out here resupplying in Walmart. Got the bar section here. One resupply. Two resupplies. Getting ready to hitch. Okay, we just had our first successful hitch. And we're back at PenMar Park, ready to head north on the trail. Back in 2012, I did a video at this very spot thinking that it was the border, but it's not. But I'll flash back to that video now. Okay. Here we are at the Maryland-Pennsylvania border. The line is down here, apparently. Here's the Mason-Dixon line and the Maryland-Pennsylvania line. All right, we're officially into Pennsylvania now, even though we were just staying there. Crossing the line.
Pennsylvania.
This is what I would call a very pretty spring.
Cold. Oh, it's really cold.
We're stopping for lunch at the famous Tumbling Run shelters. Got a nice little table set. You can see the pair here. Non-snoring. And snoring. We just had lunch at the Tumbling Run shelters, and now we are climbing, and it's hot. Although I'll say, after the rain, before the rain it was oppressively hot, like so hot you don't want to move, but right now it's actually not bad. Once you get a breeze, it feels like a pretty nice day. Whew. But we're doing like 1,000 gain in 2 miles, so it's a little steep right now, as you can probably tell, but feel good, so that's great. Chimney rocks. You see some sort of deforestation, power lines, nice little pond or something. Oh, that breeze. I will say, so far the packs have been working out really well. And these pockets have been awesome for being able to like reach back and grab a snack or stuff your water in or grab your water. It's like super convenient. Anybody know what fungi those are?
Awesome. Ooh, look, they are like tubes. They look like macaroni when they break.
Sunglasses. Just about fell. Hey. Sunglasses on trail are nice for the sun, but they're even nicer because it's like a windshield between you and all of these little gnats that are trying to fly into your eyeball juices for some reason. There tend to be a lot of those. So we're coming into Caledonia, I think it's State Park in Pennsylvania, and check this out. There's a water slide and a pool.
Porta potty.
Somehow there is still some rhododendron blooming. So we thought we would camp down in that park, but it turns out it's like a public camping area where you actually have to pay to camp. So we kept going and started climbing out, which is a pretty steep climb. So I think we're at about 19 miles for the day, and we're just gonna camp at some random site halfway up the climb. It works. Pretty big day for 4th or 5th day on trail, I guess. Feels good, but I'm also exhausted and hungry, and it's late. So for dinner tonight, We're doing
Coconut oil.
coconut oil,
That's it.
hot water, some neat meat, and potato flakes. Yum, yum, get some. Gonna be great. Here's the final product. It's pretty good.
Gruel.
Gruel. Slept pretty good last night, but this tent doesn't have a lot of room, so I just tend to pile my stuff wherever I can. This is definitely one of those days where the AT lives up to its nickname of the green tunnel. We were just walking through tunnels of rhododendron. It's really cool. Up, up, up. Oh man, forget how many steep climbs there are on the AT. I was gonna say, so that last shelter was extremely well maintained, and a lot of the ones in Pennsylvania are, and that is because of the PATC. So all along the trail is maintained and the shelters are maintained by trail clubs. So every little region, sometimes every state has one. The PATC is kind of famous for being really good about maintaining shelters in the trail. And it stands for the Potomac Appalachian Trail Club. So they kind of cover mostly Pennsylvania, but I think Maryland too, but yeah, they have some of the nicest shelters and they do a really great job. So shout out to the PATC and everyone that helps and volunteers with them. Check out this intersection. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 roads coming in at once. Crazy. Pentasection.
A little bit bicycle did when I was a baby. That's hilarious. That's awesome.
Welcome to Tom's Run Shelter. It's a tiny one.
Could have given him that.
Mm-hmm. Tonight's dinner, tortilla, Italian meat, the little sausage filler, Duke's original recipe, smoked shorties, and it's neat, Italian meat mixed with potato flakes again. Ta-da! It's okay. Mexican flavor meat is much better. FYI. So I thought today not all of you might know what a privy is like on the AT. And on the AT there's like shelters every 15 or so miles-ish, and most of them have a privy, which is essentially just a place to poop, like an outhouse or something like that. They're all a little bit different, but this will give you an idea of what they look like. There's also normally a little sign pointing to it. All right, so this is a privy. This is not what they're all like, but most of them are enclosed, and it's basically a composting pit in the ground where your poop goes. And I'll tell you, you can smell them from like 50 feet away. Phew. Yeah, that's it. You just lift it up and go, obviously. Sometimes there's places to hang things, vents, and that's about it. Now we'll let Tara go poop.
That's not what's happening.
Oh, you're not pooping?
No, I'm just hanging out and helping you.
Oh, okay. See ya. And then just put it onto one of the little hooks up here. Just like that. Now your food's safe. Most mornings for breakfast, I just get a snack and start hiking. So what I'm doing now is getting out my snacks for the day and getting out my breakfast, packing up, and hiking. You must get to know your enemy before you know yourself. Well, 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 look who it is. Our old friend, the halfway sign. So last night we stayed in Tom's Run shelter. Once again, we had it to ourselves, which is extremely rare, but it was really nice. I think it was because we're coming up on Pine Grove Furnace State Park today, where the half-gallon challenge is. Ooh, and there's a hostel there, so I think everyone was pushing to the hostel. I think that's been a nice thing so far, is everyone's kind of pushing towards comfort, whereas we can stop a little farther back and have the place to ourselves. So it's a nice benefit of being a flip-flopper, I guess. Definitely feeling a lot more sore today. I can feel it somewhat in my legs. My shins are a little sore, my calves, and my feet a tiny bit. This is the old Ironmaster Hostel.
I just lit.
All right, we are at the Pine Grove Furnace General Store. Normally where people do the half-gallon challenge, but obviously I don't think we're quite up for that yet. And we're not even close to halfway. But we do have breakfast. Check it out.
We eat it now.
Ready.
There's a museum here now. Grandma Gatewood's actual backpack and shoes.
Where does Dan live?
Wow, it's so weathered. It's pretty cool. So this is one of the shelters that was built by Earl Schaefer sometime around 1960. Pretty cool. And here is Myron Avery's wheel that he counted all the miles with. If you all are ever near Pine Grove Furnace, you should definitely check out this museum. It's really cool. I had no idea this was here. I don't think it was here last time I was in. It's a really cool building too. Where are we even? What is this? So apparently there is now a swimming beach and a snack bar at Pine Grove Furnace State Park, which I had no idea was here. I either passed it or just didn't know. But that means we're getting some lunch. Hot dog time. Some sort of weird sinkholes off trail here. The devil's toilet, maybe. We don't know. This looks like a pretty recent blowdown. You can see end of it there. Matches up to that end way up there. So I've been thinking, I sort of touched on this earlier on the first video near Washington Monument, but one really cool thing about the AT is you have all of these little checkpoints to get to, or like, they're almost like little micro goals throughout your day. So instead of being like, oh man, I've got to hike 18 miles today or 25, whatever you're doing, it's like, Oh, well, I've got a creek coming up in 1 mile, and then 2 miles past that, there's a road crossing. Then there's a shelter 3 miles past that. So it's like you have all these little things to look forward to throughout the day and little ways to mark off how much mileage you're doing and how your pace is going so far for that day. And it's just really fun to have all these interesting things to think about, like wonder what that's gonna look like, wonder what this shelter is gonna be like. Is this stream gonna be flowing? Will it have a bridge? Just keeps it really fresh and exciting every day. I've noticed I'm carrying way too much water. I've yet to run out of water, and I've been packing like 2 liters with me just because I've been worried about not drinking enough. So it's gonna be my first little alteration, is not carrying so much, because it definitely adds a lot of weight and takes a lot of energy. Breakfast is a little split bread round thing, whatever these are called, and peanut butter with dehydrated apples. Pretty good. So Tara got a little start of a blister yesterday. So this morning she's putting on some moleskin.
But I think it's old because it looks really gross.
It looks nasty. It looks like your foot's gonna fall off.
Try a tent again. Start tarp. Is that real?
Yeah.
I don't know if there's like graffiti being made.
Lichen. So much climbing. It's been kind of like a roller coaster today, but we're about 3 miles of downhill away from Boiling Springs. This is a pretty tight corridor that we're walking here. Oh, I'm sorry, was that too corny? Look at how big this sycamore is. It's crazy. Each of those branches is like a tree in itself. Well, the crew's all here. They made it in for our big arrival into Boiling Springs. Thanks, guys. So we're stopping in Boiling Springs for a little lunch. Then we're gonna keep pushing through, hopefully get to, there's a little road crossing in 8 miles with some hotels where hopefully I'll be able to do another video. We'll see.
And 24 hours cook.
Yeah, like cycling into a thing at the same time.
Yeah.
Coffee always is like, I could do this forever.
Before you see what I'm about to show you, just know it's only moleskin. It's not Terra skin. This is what moleskin. That's nasty looking. Not skin, just moleskin. Oh.